I'm Judy Griffin with Aroma Health Texas. There's a way that we can align with creation, all creation, and actually return to our true nature using aromatherapy. Now, we make a product called Return to Source, and that one is on the website. It's different from this blend, but it's wonderful. And we're going to make a special blend today just to help us align with our true nature, okay? We're going to have our 1 ounce bottle labeled with the date and what we're doing, alignment, with our sweet almond or jojoba or whatever carrier oil you choose to use. So I'm going to jump right into this. We're going to start with our base. And the first one I'm going to use is Peru Balsam. Peru Balsam helps to restore peacefulness, helps us to be calm, helps us to sleep better, and it increases and enhances the memory. Now, Peru Balsam is balsamic, so it's got that sweet vanilla-like taste, smell to it. So we're going to use 3 drops of that. Our blend. And then we're going to go to frankincense. I know we use these a lot, but you know, we need that heavy, woody base note. Base notes take longer to dry out. So that means they will hold your blend longer. It supports the rest of your blend. And frankincense, we're going to use 3 drops again. It helps to center the mind. It helps clarity and focus, and it opens the breath, and remember, it's anti-inflammatory, so we're going to use 3 drops of that. And I'm going to add one of the Petite Fluorescence Antique Rose of Silver Moon, because it reduces mental chatter. And if you've ever woke up in the middle of the night and your head is going, you know exactly what I mean. Yeah, that's me. I'm good at it. So I'm going to put 3 drops of that in there. Then I'm going to start really with the main part of our heart note. Now, the Silver Moon would go in with our heart note, and I'm going to continue. It's going to be a bigger heart note than we usually make, but this is important. I'm going to start with Roman chamomile. There's a blue chamomile and a Roman chamomile. We're using the Roman, and it helps us. We're going to use 6 drops. It helps us with patience. Oh yeah, I need a lot of that. I told my friends I deleted that word from my vocabulary, so we'll make sure we have chamomile in my blend. And then we have pine, which is another flower essence that we have. It's a Petite Fluorescence. It works with self-worth, guilt, acceptance, self-blame, regret, now into forgiveness. We've got 6 drops going into our blend. And this, I really don't want pine essential oil for my blend to smell like turpentine, and our Petite Fluorescence is very mild, and so it's good. It will be very helpful. And then we're going to use Rose Otto. Now, talk a minute. If you don't have the terms, Rose Absolute is the one that smells really deeply like what we call rose. Rose Otto, and that's Absolute. Rose Otto is steam distillation of roses, okay? Certain ones, especially the Bulgarian rose. And it's much lighter. It has a light scent to it, light compared to that deep rose of the Absolutes. Remember I said Absolutes have the best scent that's closest to the plant itself. So the rose otto is considered in the spiritual side of aromatherapy as being superior because it has no chemicals or no solvents or anything in it. It's pure. And rose has actually a fiery nature as far as the energy in it. We've talked before that the antique roses have the highest energy of any plant. And so we're putting 6 drops of our rose otto. Next one. Okay. And that helps us with self-appreciation, with love, with intimacy. It helps us reach our deepest level of emotional stagnation. And that's what's keeping us from aligning with all creation. We've got a little block, a little crystallization here or there, and it's going to open that up. It won't be a healing crisis, but it'll allow you to move through it. And that's what the energy of rose does. And as far as intimacy, it can be with other people, obviously, but you have to have an intimate relationship with yourself where you have that self-appreciation and you're not really working against yourself or have guilt, something like that there that's blocking your success. Now, this is my holy basil. For the highest, your high note, your top note, we're going to use holy basil. And let me finish before you decide if you want to use that. The top note is going to be 9 drops. Stinker. There we go. Holy basil, I love the scent of holy basil. It's used in Ayurvedic medicine for psychiatric problems, mental imbalance, emotional imbalance. Of course, I like it. So it helps to balance the nervous system. And this is important for anybody. It helps to correct adrenal insufficiency. And we talked about that last week in the blend that we made. It empowers the creative force in us and helps to preserve and strengthen our natural inner beauty, okay? And the word, the Latin word for basil, or holy basil, is Ocynum basilicum, which means I feel like a king. Because the king, or the leader of the country, way back when, would be able to, he had the tools to be able to manifest his most innate potentials. That's sometimes hidden talents in there. And it helps, so for us, it helps us transform the old into the new without, a lot of back and forth, which is like going from justice into beauty. Now, I don't recommend holy basil or basil at all for some people, which would be infants, children, nursing, or pregnant women, because it's high in estragol. Estragol is, it's very, very potently healing. The one that grows in the Comoro Islands in the Indian Ocean, that particular, remember I told you, you can get the same plant and grow it in different places and have different potencies. You've got different soil, different weather. Well, this one they used it to heal all kinds of tropical infections, and it counteracts hepatitis A, B, non-B, and C. But that sounds great, but it's very strong. And the holy basil that we get otherwise, or from Europe, I don't buy it from Europe, I only buy Indian, or grow it. I can grow it in Texas. It's not quite as strong, but it can have a carcinogenic effect on some people, especially if they use it a lot, because it's transformative. It transforms the DNA, which is what we're talking about here. But we have to go lightly, and if you don't feel comfortable with holy basil or basil, either one, then choose another top note. Neroli would be a good one. Lycia, bergamot, those would be excellent. And you don't have to use 9 drops of holy basil either. You could use 2 or 3 drops and lessen the amount of it in there and in your blend, and then use something else. I would use bergamot with it. I just have to smell it. Oh, that's going to be good. So that's something to keep in mind when you're making these blends, to know all the properties of the essential oils you're using and if they're right for you. Now, in this blend, we had some counteractive ones. We had chamomile, and rose, which are definitely used. We talked about them in the cancer lectures that we did, where it helps, especially breast cancer and such like that. But I can't help it. I had to try the holy basil. It does not have a bad effect on me, but I don't use it every single day of my life either. So we're making a blend, and we didn't have to make an ounce. We could have done a half an ounce. But we're making a blend, and it's like in herbalism. Some herbs have, if you take it alone, it has properties that have side effects. But if you blend it with other herbs that counterbalance that, then you don't have that effect, or much bad effect at all. And that's what I was doing in this blend. We have frankincense that's anti-inflammatory, and it's in every cancer blend. The Roman chamomile is very good for many types of cancer. And actually, basil and holy basil have been used for those, but in combination and in not too much, not too long. So we have a blend here that we're going to put in a dark place like a cabinet and wait as much as 3 weeks and then start using it. And where you would put it, I'd put something right here where I can be near my heart, because you're really opening your heart and to become a part of nature. You could put a drop or 2 on your wrist, and just don't use a lot of it. It's something about Americans that more is better, but that's not true. Okay, we don't need more, and you don't have to wear it every day. Okay, so that's what I've got for you this week. I hope you share and like and subscribe, and see me back next week. Bye-bye.